Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name's Benson.
I'm Kristen.
And there's a sleeping Gabrielle. We just wanted to do like a quick Vlogmas style video where we recommended like stocking stuffer ideas or board game ideas for like families and with little kids or even older kids. So some of these games are more geared towards little kids and they're pretty cheap. Usually they're under $15. They would make great stocking stuffers. Most of these, one of these is kind of a big game. It's not as cheap, but it's a great family game. I believe Allie and Jordan were playing it as young as 9. So the first one we're going to do is Moose in the House. Basically what it is you get dealt out cards and there are different rooms in a house, and you play the moose in a house on people, and
you're trying to put moose in their rooms so that they can't shut the door and get more doors closed than you.
Because what it is like if you've got a room and on your next turn that room is open, you can lay a door card on that room and you close it and you get a point for closing that door. But if you lay a moose on them, then they can't close that door till they get rid of the moose. So it's a pretty cool game. It's really good for little kids. The kids were playing this as young as 5 and 6, just because it's such a simplistic idea, and it's very fun because there's like the moose is in the bathroom, he's in the kitchen, he's in the bedroom, so it's just super cute. The artwork's very funny, and you know, giant, big, lovable moose who is invading your house.
It's a quick, fun game.
Very quick. It's about a 15-minute. It's a 15-minute game. It does say 2 to 5 players, ages 8 and up, but like I said, with our kids, they were playing pretty young. The next one is Sleeping Queens. Now this one we actually got at a thrift store or a Goodwill, and basically you're just trying to collect queens, and
they're worth points. You can put people's queens to sleep. It was actually developed by a kid.
Yeah, a little girl actually designed this game. This says ages 8 and up, 2 to 5 players, but you're trying to collect queens. You can keep people from collecting the queens. There's different cards for that. It says kids learn creative and imagination and math, because you're basically what it is, you're trying to get to so many points and each queen's worth a certain number of points, and once you get to that number of points you win, and so you're trying to stop the other person from getting to those points. So good game. The kids, we just recently got this one in the last year and a half, so they were a little older when we started playing it. This says ages 8 and up, but I imagine you could probably teach a 5-year-old the simplistics of a game like this. Frog Juice is another card game. Again, these are cheap games. They are all made by the same Game Right group. Basically, you're kind of like a witch or a wizard, because they're like spell cards. You have to collect certain ingredients for the spell cards, and they have P cards, or what they call P cards or power cards. Those are worth more points. And then you have the ingredient cards, and like at the end, whoever's got the most ingredients cards gets 2 points, and nobody else gets any points from those. But basically, you know, if you're it's either a matching game where you're matching card for card in your hand, or you can take in, like, let's say you've got a 5 and a 3 in your hand, you can put those together and take an 8 from the table. So it does teach your kids simple mathematics, counting and stuff. This again says ages 8 and up for 2 to 4 players. Again, our kids were playing it pretty young. We've had this one for quite a while.
I think it depends on what age they learn, like addition and...
Yeah, so it says, they say kids learn strategy and math. This game is super fun. It will teach your kids math because you have to get the 21 points, but this game is called Nuts, and basically you are a squirrel and you are collecting nuts, and you have to get the 21 points worth of nut cards.
You can't go over. Right,
you can't go over. It's got to be 21 exact, and whenever you get 21, you win. But there's cards like Pecan Pie, there's the Nut Log, there's Nutrageous, D's Nuts, and then you have cards like shield cards, like people try and steal your nuts, and you can play like a shield to protect your nuts. If you're an adult, it's super funny because you're going to get all these innuendos, whereas kids are like, yeah, I'm going to steal your nuts. But then there are like action cards where everybody has to discard like their highest nut card and stuff. It's a super fun game. This is made by Wild Things. 2 to 6 players. It says 13 and older, but again, we've been playing with this with our kids for a very long time. Now at 13 and older, they start getting the nut jokes, but under that, it's just a fun little game where they're playing a squirrel collecting nuts.
And that one was like $10, I think. That was
And this one says it's a 5 to 15 minute game as well. Most of these here are under 30-minute games, usually 5 to 15 as well, the ones we showed you so far.
And all of them have really good artwork.
Yeah, they're fun card games. The next one, this is probably for a little bit older kids because there's a little bit more strategy involved to it.
And there's small pieces.
There are small pieces, but that you can change those pieces out very easily for tokens that younger kids can play with. But it's called Love Letter, and basically somebody is writing a love letter to the princess, this young lady here on the cover. And what you do is each card has a certain gift to it. When it comes to your turn, you draw a card and you play one of the two cards in your hand. That can be anywhere from guessing what's in somebody else's hand, making somebody show you what's in their hand, or having like a hand war where you privately share your hand with each other, and whoever's got the highest card wins the hand. At the very end, whoever has the princess or the highest card in the game wins that round, and you have to win 4 rounds.
Essentially, you're eliminating each other person who's playing.
Exactly. This says it's a 20-minute playtime. I would agree with that. For 2 to 4 players, ages 14 and up. That's hogwash
10,
again.
Maybe.
I would even go as young as 8, because I think Allie was playing this when she was 8.
She probably would.
Because that was 3 years ago, so...
We taught them early board games.
Yeah, we were very big into board games. We used to have multiple family night board games when the kids were very young. So, and now we do it about once a week. So this is a good game for any little kid. Honestly, I would say 8 and up. But it gets more fun the older you are because you're trying to be sly about it.
And they make different versions of that one. So
there's a Batman version.
Yeah.
So yeah, Love Letter, super fun
Star
game.
Wars one too.
And they have like deluxe versions where the cards are even like more pretty and stuff. The next game that I will tell you, this game was about $15. I absolutely love this game, and it's called Sushi Go. Basically, you're trying to collect sushi cards. Each sushi card's worth points. You play it in 3 rounds. This game can take up to 25 minutes.
It
does
can
say
take
it's
longer than that, I think.
But I think that's more on like how fast you get between dealing. Because what it is there's 3 rounds, and you collect your points over total rounds. So depending on how long it takes you to count your points and how long it takes you to deal out the next round of cards.
Well, and how long it's taking people to pass.
Right, because what you do is everybody gets dealt 7 cards. You look at them, draw a card from that hand, and then pass that to your neighbor. And then you get your neighbor to your right's set of cards. You look at those, take a card, and then the rest of those get passed, and it goes around until all the cards have been taken. And they're like... there's like salmon nigiri, egg nigiri, and like each one's squid nigiri, and they're worth a certain amount of points. And then like whoever has like the most maki rolls at the end of a round gets so many points. And then like there's like tempura, but you have to have 2 of those. So it takes a little bit of strategy playing this game. It teaches your kids early on how to be strategic with the cards that they're drawing out of each hand. It does say ages 8 and older. I would agree with that. You might be able to play with younger kids. You're just going to be a little bit more lenient with the rules. But Sushi Go, like I said, was about $15. It's also by the Game Right Company.
And you can get that at Target. You don't have to go to like a specific game store for it.
Right, yeah. We actually got ours at Walgreens.
Yeah.
Ours doesn't carry it anymore, but you get it at Walgreens. Target has it. It's a very, very fun game. Makes for a great stocking stuffer.
I'm sure Amazon's got it.
Oh, yeah, definitely Amazon. And Amazon probably has most of these. If not, check with your local game store. Your local, like, friendly local game store and see what they have.
A lot of these were, like, indie games that we just happened to come across, and they looked like fun.
One of our stores actually had a 25 and under rack, and that's where we get a bunch of them. We're like, okay, we need a new game. We've only got $20. Let's go see what we can find, and that's how we came about a lot of these. Goodness. All better. The next game I will say is a little bit more complicated, and this game can take up to an hour to play. And the only reason I say that is the rules change. So this is called Flux. The one we own is Pirate Flux. We have a Firefly Flux. They make a Batman Flux. Basically, it's a card game, and the rules start out draw 1, play 1, and then you can lay new rules. The goal for winning can change constantly based on what cards you play, because there are goal cards, there's keeper cards, surprise cards, action cards,
Creeper cards,
keeper cards. But basically, you're trying to play the cards that let you get the goal that you're after. So this is a fun game for a little bit older age. This does say ages 8 and up, and I would say stick with that because the strategy behind this can get a little bit difficult.
I think even a little bit higher would probably be more optimal.
Yeah, I mean, Allie probably was playing this by the time she was 9. But that's probably just because that's when we got it.
I think it would be hard though for
especially if you're playing with a large group of adults. This is a great large group of adult game because it gets kind of funny. Like you have to get very strategic and you're like bouncing cards around trying to make things happen. Flux is a good game for a family, and you can pick the one that specifically you like, whether, like I said, it's Pirates, Firefly, Batman, or whatever.
Like zombies and
there's a
Wizard of Oz. And
yeah, there's a bunch of Flux games, and I think these are like $10 or $15 a deck.
Yeah.
So, like I said, 2 to 6 players, ages 8 and older, 10 to 40 minutes. I'd say it could take up to an hour, depending on what kind of crazy rules you get into.
And how specific people are.
Yeah, and some people, how picky people are about how the rules are played. So, yeah, so check out Flux. Again, it doesn't have to be Pirate Flux; it can be any Flux. This game is the most expensive game, especially because this game has expansions. We love this game mainly because of the ability that not every game is going to be the same. Yeah, it's very versatile. And this game is called Smash Up. So yeah, basically the way this game works is you're attacking bases with, you pick 2 decks out of the list of decks that you have. Now every expansion works with the next, every expansion works with the original. And you could probably play the expansions by themselves, but you can buy the expansions based on what decks are in those. So the original came with like aliens, robots, ninjas, wizards, dinosaurs. There was a few others. There was a few others, and then we bought an expansion pack that had like fairies, princesses. It was like a fairy tale. Ghosts, cats, and stuff like that. So
we bought 2 expansions, I think. So
yeah, I'll show you. So all decks, and then these guys right here are the bases. So again, we've got the cat deck, we've got the the elf deck, the sprite deck, the ninja deck, the robot deck, the princess deck, I think it's like a mermaid deck, aliens, gremlins, pirates. There's so many different themed decks you can play with that you're going to find decks that you love to play with.
There's like a shark expansion, I think.
Yeah, that we saw recently. There's like a German bear deck in here.
It's awesome.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun to play. It's a very versatile game. No 2 games are the same, especially if you make the rule where you have to pick a new deck each game and make people learn how to play it.
Well, the way we do it is we each pick one and then go back and pick our second deck, because otherwise people will pick the same ones.
Right. So that keeps it a little more versatile for us, and it kind of keeps it going. But it's called the Shuffle Building Game of Total Awesomeness. But that's what this is, the main box, and then the expansions come in smaller boxes. So those are just some fun. Yeah, it's a blast. Those are just some of the games that we recommend if you're looking for gift ideas, if you're looking to get into the game ideas and you're wanting something that's not Monopoly or Clue or Uno. These are some fun
indie.
Yeah, these are some fun indie games, or not, like, basically not a mainstream game, that we recommend you guys check out. And these work great as stocking stuffers or even just straight gifts.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, teenage me, young boy me would have freaked out getting this as a kid, because of the versatility to it. And then, you know,
if you have a kid who's into like magic, that would be perfect.
And then, you know, if they've got a little sister that wants to play, you can buy her the fairy deck, because that came with like the cats and the unicorns and the princesses. That's why we bought ours, I think, because Allie. Right, Allie wanted it. There was a one deck I think had Elvis in it, so there's plenty out there. We love this game, and let us know if you guys end up picking up any of these games and what you think about them. And if you're looking for any more recommendations, let us know. We have an entire closet of board games. If you're looking for age groups, you know, let us know what age group you're looking for, and we'll do our best to get back to you on that. So hope you guys enjoy this one. Good hunting for Christmas gifts. We love you guys. Till tomorrow.